going back to that World Optometry conversation with Dr. Chibuzo Clement George, who is chairperson Nigerian Optometric Association, as well as Dr. Ezine Ihekwaba, who is chairperson World Optometric Day Committee 2025 and he's also a member of the Nigerian Optometric Association of Rivers State. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. All right. Thank you so much, Dr.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you for having us.
All right. Let me begin with you,
Pleasure.
Dr. Yes, let me begin with you, Dr. Clement George. The issue of World Optometry. Help us understand, first of all, why is it important to have World Optometry Day?
Thank you, Ayo, for the question. World Optometry Day is a very important day in the optometry calendar. It runs as a week. It starts from this year it started from the 17th of March and is rounding up on the 23rd of March. On the 23rd of March every year, optometrists all over the world celebrate World Optometry Day. It's a day we want to appreciate ourselves for the work we do. It's a day that the World Council of Optometrists have set out to mark the importance of optometry in the world and what we do, who we are, and a day to create awareness about eye health and issues relating to eye health. Is a day of advocacy to governments, advocacy to institutions, to talk about eye health. This year's World Optometry Day is Eyes to the Future, optometrists promoting global well-being. Or if we domesticate it, we could say optometrists promoting national well-being. So that's the essence of World Optometry Week and World Optometry Day. Really a day of advocacy and a day of enlightenment about eye health.
Okay. At what point should people have their eyes checked? And how often?
Okay. Our eyes should be checked as often as 6 months after birth. After birth, at the time of birth, the eyes should be checked, most times by the pediatrician that is on ground. But 6 months after a child is born, he should have his first eye check to make sure that every necessary part of the eye is functioning normally. We have milestones. We have eye developmental milestones. So at 6 months, we expect the eye to be at a certain level. The medias are through cataract. There's no cataract. There's no corneal opacity, nothing, and is meeting the milestone, and a metropolization is happening. After that, the next time our eyes should be checked is at 2 years. After 2 years, the next time the eyes should be checked is at 4 years, between 4 to 6 years, when the child is entering kindergarten. But in Nigeria, I know we enter at 2 years. Then, after that, the eyes, depending on what the eyes are, what the health of the eyes are, it could be recommended that the child checks the eyes every year, as the case may be, if there's a refractive error or atropia or phoria, things, binocular balancing problem, or 2 years. But by the time we get to 40 years, we should also have another major eye check. At that point, most of us are becoming presbyopic, and other age-related changes are also coming up. So at that point now, it's recommended that the eyes are checked minimum every 2 years, depending on the condition. But if you have other pathologies like glaucoma, age-related macular degenerations, and other pathologies of the eye, then the eyes will be checked more frequently. So minimum 2 years, you should have your eyes checked, because things could be happening that you never know, that do not show on the surface, but they are really happening at the back. Thank you.
Dr. Ihekwaba, in your practice and as an optometrist, what are the most common conditions that you have seen among adults?
So thank you so much for that question. I will start by saying that the World Health Organization, they have identified 5 major leading causes of visual impairment globally, and they are regularly seen in the clinics. They include uncorrected errors. You have the glaucoma, you have cataract, you have age-related macular degeneration. So, but frequently we're seeing a lot of uncorrected refractive errors. You have children that, a lot of them are developing myopia because of being indoors. When COVID struck, most children were indoors. So regularly we're seeing children, patients that are becoming myopic. And we're also observing the changes in adults whereby because of the frequent use of more and more of digital eye strain, we are seeing dry eye syndrome. We are seeing a whole lot. And those things that WHO is educating the public about, all of that in practice, we see those things regularly.
Madam, let me come back to you. Well, let me stay with you, madam. How and you've actually, both of you have helped to address some other issues. But in terms of importance, Dr. Ihekwaba, in terms of whether or not how importantly we consider, our eyes, do you think, how would you measure the significance we play, the importance we play to our eyes, checking our eyes, giving attention to our eyes, and all of that?
Okay, so in Nigeria, there is this unawareness, so to speak, about the importance of regular eye checks. We are, supposed to be checking our eyes regularly because it is a well-known fact that about 80% of, visual impairment and diseases, eye diseases that lead to blindness, they are not only preventable, they are curable if they are caught early. So that is why we take this opportunity as optometrists while we're celebrating ourselves and our contributions, to eye health in general. We use this period as a time to, create that awareness, public enlightenment campaign to tell the public that you should prioritize your vision, your visual health. Like as we're sitting now, you can testify that some persons watching us right now will not be able to see what we're saying, to even look at the screen, except they are fitted with a proper pair of prescription glasses. So the need for us to, create this awareness and talk more, make it louder for people to prioritize vision care. Every year, like Dr. Chibuzo said, every year you should have your eyes checked. You don't want to wait till there's an announcement or there's something seriously wrong with your vision. So we are out to create that awareness and keep reiterating and telling people that it is so important because those diseases and infections and things that could lead to blindness, if caught early, can be treated, and a lot of them are preventable.
Okay. Dr. Clement George, Dr. Ihekwaba has told us about the most common conditions that you all see among adults. But what about among children?
Okay, Antelero, thank you for that question because I happen to be a pediatric optometrist. Amongst children, we're having a lot of refractive error, and it's becoming more, will I say, it's going to be an epidemic by the year 2050, where it's been globally estimated that half of the world population will become
slow down, doctor. Slow down. Refractive error, did you say?
Refractive.
You are going to have to explain that to us. What is a refractive error?
Okay. Refractive error is that your eyes are not of the optimal status. You have something like myopia, you have hyperopia, you have astigmatism, you have presbyopia. They are all part of refractive error. There's an error of refraction in your eyes. You need a pair of glasses that will change the length and the direction of the light into your eyes so that it can focus on the macula instead of focusing either in front or behind the globe. So that's basically what refractive error is all about.
Yes.
So like I'm a myope, I'm short-sighted, but as I got older, I also became a presbyope. That's why most of us, after 40 years, we wear glasses.
Okay.
But in children, we're having an upsurge of myopia. It's become a global concern. And because of the use of digital devices, we use digital devices now to teach in schools. We use digital devices at home. You see parents exposing their children as young as 6 months, even 1 year, to their laptop, their phone, because they want to distract the child. And when they do that, they interrupt the process of emmetropization, that's the child becoming normal-sighted. And when this is interrupted, the child ends up becoming short-sighted and goes on to now have a progressive myopia. And progressive myopia has its own challenges, its own complications of having glaucoma at the end of the day, having cataract, having retinal detachment, having some maculopathies, and those and all. So that's the big one that we're having now amongst children, a lot of myopia. And we're using this as a medium of advocacy to parents to watch how the children use these digital devices. They are good, but they also have their own harmful effects. We should limit the use of digital devices after school hours to only 2 hours a day. It shouldn't exceed 2 hours a day. Mm-hmm. And a child that is still emmetropizing, that is below 2 years old, should not be exposed to all these digital devices.
Madam, I'm sorry on that one that you just mentioned. I don't understand though. Maybe you want to talk to the Federal Ministry of Education, because most academic work now, particularly for children, are CBD. They're computer-based. CBTs, computer-based tests, exams, and all those things. And these children's games are also on the same devices, and you're recommending only 2 hours a day. Help me understand.
No. Sorry, Ayo, let me clarify it.
Okay.
After school hours,
okay.
2 hours a day after school hours, because we acknowledge that they are using it in school, and we're saying after school hours, you shouldn't exceed more than 2 hours a day. Like some countries have also started removing some digital devices from school curriculum. Like I was reading, Sweden are taking out, they are going back to the prints. They are going back to the books. So because of excessive use of digital devices, we're also having younger children now coming up with dry eyes. A lot of people are having dry eyes. It wasn't something with us before because we're in the humid environment and our eyes are always like steamed up by the heat. But because of this excessive exposure to digital devices, we're having a lot of dry eye even onto the children now. And then we also have cases of hyperopia where the child is unable to read. The child needs a lot of energy to focus and to read, and that affects their academic performance. It affects their reading. We have astigmatism. I'm an astigmat. That's why my head is always tilted to one side. We have astigmatism where children jump lines. So those are the common things. We have binocular vision anomalies. Some of them have tropias, exotropia, esotropia, phorias.
Madam,
that needs to be treated.
I think you need to conduct a research. Let's just put it out there on X or on Instagram or whatever. Just put it out there. Our guest is already laughing for the next segment. Just put it out there. Let people tell you which one they feel. Then you will get the real data. Because this thing that you're talking about, my producer was just telling me about the severity of astigmatism. What's the cause of it?
Astigmatism most times is the way we're born. We're born with our cornea not being optimal on the 180 degrees. we have the power meridian, and then we have the axis meridian. So when you have astigmatism, you tend to do a head tilt. That's an adjustment mechanism to help you to put lines on a straight line instead of on a bent way.
It's
So
very
most of
interesting.
our errors come
Yeah.
a component, myopia with component of astigmatism, hyperopia with a component of astigmatism.
It's interesting that you put it that way, because some people think that when they tilt their head, they are posing for pictures. But let me come to you, Dr. Ihekweaba. Tell us some of in the light of the World Optometry Day, what are the common mistakes we make in our day-to-day activities that lead to these eye conditions, covertly or overtly?
Thank you so much, Ayo. I just wanted to start by saying that, for instance, in classrooms, some of the children, they are sitting in front and they are still not seeing, and the whole class is echoing. So 5 times, it will now be 25. The teachers will assume that the child is seeing, but that child is not seeing. And what happens to such children? The first thing is self-confidence issue. The child feels that everybody else understands this thing. I don't know it. That's not true. And the next thing, they start scribbling or drawing. Disinterest happens, and it affects the total general performance of that child, not just academically. Where that person would have reached in life, it affects that. And come to think of it, you see, generally.
Oh, dear.
Uh-oh.
I was hoping we wouldn't get to that one, but hey, here we are.
Dr. Chibuzo, are you there?
Yes, I am.
For instance, if you want eye care practitioner can see, occurs when we are driving, like we have liaised a lot with, because somebody can have glaucoma, they don't know. Driving, and their peripheral vision has gone. A lot of the accidents that come and we're experiencing and all that is because the drivers are not, seeing properly. So we look forward to a time in our system where we enforce the laws and rules that ensure that certain drivers are, is written on their, clearly written and stated on their driver's license that they need proper prescription to enable them to see clearly enough to drive. So in different settings, we could be doing some things like what we know as couching, when some persons have ocular disease conditions. I've heard all kinds of things, seen patients.
Well, it's an endless conversation, doctors, that we are having.
They go to borrow their eyes are ready.
Sincere apologies. We have totally run out of time, Dr. Ihekweaba, but we have to thank you so much and look forward to activities from March 17 to March 23. Okay, well, I guess it started on Monday last week. Well, this week, and it will end tomorrow. Thank you so much for all that you do. Dr. Chibuzo Clement George is chairperson, Nigerian Optometric Association, Rivers State Chapter, as well as Dr. Ezinne Ihekweaba, chairperson, World Optometry Day Committee 2025, and member, Nigerian Optometric Association, Rivers State. Thank you so much for your time, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you, Ayo, for having us. It's a pleasure being here.
Okay, thank you so much. So, well, having spoken about World Optometry Day, you need eyes to watch TV and to attend somebody's show. But who is this fellow? More on that when we return from there.